In this video, I'll be unboxing and reviewing the all-new LG 49WL95C-W 49-inch 32x9 curved ultra-wide monitor. You're going to want to stick around because this thing is ridiculous. What's going on, guys? Adam Ivy, sellmusic.com. Excited to share with you my latest studio upgrade. Now, as you can see to my right side, I got a brand new LG 49-inch ultra-wide monitor. And no, unfortunately, this isn't a sponsored video. I paid full retail price for this. Just wanted to be completely transparent. All right, so for the past few years, I've been using two 23-inch Dell IPS monitors, which have been great, don't get me wrong, but over the past few months, they haven't really allowed me to be as streamlined as I'd like to be. Now, if you're familiar with my content at all, then you already know how important productivity and process are to me, so when it came to upgrading my monitor setup, I really wanted to go big, since I typically want to have multiple windows open as I work, whether it be working on music, as you see behind me, editing videos, or any of my other business ventures. Now, my studio desk is plenty wide enough for two 27-inch screens, but when I found out that LG was releasing a 49-inch ultra-wide 32x9 aspect ratio monitor that had 5120 by 1440 resolution, I couldn't resist. And before all the tech nerds start trolling my comments about it not having the greatest refresh rate, keep in mind that I have absolutely no intention of using this for gaming. Also, just to be completely transparent, I'm running a 2012 Apple Mac Pro Tower, which doesn't support the higher resolution. It only supports 1080p, but I purchased this screen knowing that I'm actually going to be upgrading my primary production computer in the next few months, actually a little bit sooner than that, so stay tuned, which will utilize the higher resolution. I just figured that since I've already been using 1080p monitors for the past few years on those 27-inch screens, that I'd be just fine having the 1080p or the same resolution for the next few months. So just having a little bit bigger screen real estate, essentially. So before we jump into what I actually think of this monitor and all the tech specs and everything, I want to show you a quick unboxing time lapse for those of you who might be interested in what comes in the box and how it's packaged. All right, quick side note, those of you who follow me over on Instagram and watch my stories over there know that I already had purchased the Dell 49-inch ultra-wide monitor, which was unfortunately damaged in shipping, so I sent it back. Well, everything happens for a reason because the LG monitor is actually slightly more curved, which I really dig because it actually reduces eye strain, which is a big deal when you sit in front of screens all day. And the curvature actually matches the curvature of my desk shelf, which I thought was pretty cool. Now for the tongue twister. This is the LG 49WL95C-W 49-inch 32x9 aspect ratio curved ultra-wide monitor, and it features two HDMI ports, one display port, which is a 1.4, one USB Type-C port, four USB Type-A ports, which are actually outputs, one 3.5 millimeter aux cable input, and two 10-watt built-in speakers, which sound amazing, even though I probably will never use that feature. All right, so as of right now, the monitor, as you can see, is mounted to the LG base that came with it, which is cool. But I'm actually planning on mounting it to an arm in the weeks to come to give it more of a floating look, especially when I add some LED lights in the back that'll shine and you'll be able to see it kind of hovering. I actually tried using an Amazon Basics mount, which clamped to the desk, but the top shelf of my desk and the way that the arm was mounted, it just wouldn't hold the weight of the screen. It's kind of a clunky way to explain that, but the screen was essentially sitting right down on that top shelf, which I didn't really like the look of and I didn't feel too confident with. Now, as you can see, this monitor allows me to have 3 or 4 windows open at the same time, and unlike the monitors I had been using, the LG Ultrawide doesn't seem to have issues with glare, which I actually like. You guys can't really see that light that used to glare in all my videos. Now, another cool thing about this monitor is that you can actually have 2 different computers hooked up to it at the same time, so you could have 2 windows open from your main MacBook Pro, as well as like the Mac Tower that I'm using, and then, you know, be able to switch in between the 2. Now, I honestly don't think that I'll ever do this, but it's good to know that I could if I needed to. Now, I could see doing this if I had to reference something from my laptop, and then I was working on a project on my main, or if someone was over here and we were collaborating, even on music, they could plug into their, plug into one side of the screen. I could have mine just kind kind of setting off to the right side or whatever configuration, and we could really work collaboratively, essentially both having dual screens. Oh, and just for clarification, guys, I have the LG 49-inch ultra-wide plugged into my 2012 Mac Pro tower via HDMI. So far, it's working just fine in the 1080p resolution, as I mentioned earlier. Now, I'm beyond excited to be able to upgrade and use this thing at full resolution in the next few weeks or days or months, whatever. So if you want to deep dive into all the tech specs beyond this video, I'll have a link in the description where you can do that. This was just intended to be a initial impression video, right? A first look. Now, as of shooting this video, this monitor is just under $1,500. But for the sleek, streamlined look, as well as the ultra practical productivity focused aspect of it, I'd personally say that it's well worth it. So let me know what you think below, and make sure to tag me in some of your home studio photos over on Instagram. I absolutely love seeing my channel family's studio setups. It's one of the highlights of my day. Now, I'll be releasing a full studio tour video soon. I got some other upgrades coming, and I'm excited to share that with you guys. Now, speaking of studio tour videos, off to the left side is an old studio tour video that I think you guys might enjoy. And if you haven't yet, I invite you to join the channel family by clicking that little subscribe button and then smashing that bell icon. Until the next video, come connect with me over on Instagram. And as always, all of my contact information will be in the description box below.